Howdy folks, Windy City Thetan Watch. It is July 3rd, 2024. So tomorrow we've got the 4th of July. It's kind of a bit slower in the city. I'm sure there's people trying to get out of the city quickly, or before the holiday rush. I also know that I'm swimming upstream. I just saw the notification that Aaron went live, so we'll see if we garner a crowd today or not. I did start a few minutes early. I just was able to get out of the meeting earlier. We are on Harrison, headed past the back alley. If you're on the replay crew, please make sure that you're commenting and liking. Hopefully you're a subscriber. Hopefully you actually do like the content. And for those of you live, anything you can do to help us blast out notifications would be awesome. So we're looking down the alley. Thank you, D Savage. I appreciate that. Yeah, a bunch of dudes here. Howdy, Queen Suki. Great to see you. Looking down the alley, there's no activity here. I do think that we will have an audience member here today, or there's been some commentary that somebody might join me. That'd be excellent. If you were on the other channel, or if you subscribe to the other channel, Wendy Wanders the City. This morning we looked at the medical district. We took a walk down the medical district. One of the body routers is outside. Now, I'm not sure they're body routing right now. It looks like they're on the phone. Hello, Chris. And on the other channel, right, we saw the... it's lunchtime for these people right now, just so we're clear. We saw the medical district and University of Illinois Chicago, or UIC, which is a campus that hugs basically Harrison Street and Halstead. We'll go make sure we get the blind shut first. I won't disturb this woman. You know, there's a time that I think that I can actually talk to her. She came out to talk to me, so, and as long as I didn't have the camera on her, she would chat with me. So there's a day where I'll probably try to chat with her. One second, Jessica. It's easier for me to read that when I'm standing still. So let me get the shades down, and after I get the shades down, I'll read that question and see if we can respond. So this does not look like uniform. So I think that this is just a recruit. The door the hallway she went in is going to get her to be able to go upstairs. Not sure if you guys can see that. Normally you can't see through the window here. So we've got another, there's a green recruit in there. They waved at me, so they know that they don't know that I'm SP, apparently, or they're not, they're a candidate. But yeah, we're getting the shades down really quickly. I like that they smile. We've got Izzi coming down the street. Izzi's going to turn around. She's going to see if she can go in the back door because, again, as a cult, you don't want to be in public. So Izzi just walked into the cubby hole there so that she wouldn't be on camera, and she's going to try to walk around the back. I don't know if you could see, again, you get so much glare off that window that you probably didn't see it, but there was a tall white male in a white button-down shirt. He was standing at the administrative counter, which is usually where they engage the people that are walking in out of curiosity. I'm just going to guess that he is either a candidate, maybe a public in this. All right, let me go back and see what I've got here. What part of your personality is in there? You know, this is I would say, an interesting question. How are you doing today? So we just saw her come in. Part of this is the idea that, right, I love walking around. I love running around. You know, the other channel I am running. You know, I've never historically been a protester. I will always stand up and challenge statements that are made in public. If I'm in the room, and again, it's mostly in IT, I will hear people say, make statements, and it's like, wait, that statement's not correct, or that's not entirely true what you're saying there, and I feel like you're misleading or misrepresenting what was being said. So there's nothing that I used to do beforehand, and I wouldn't have been as outwardly of a protester back in the day. But it's something that it's really easy for me to get over here. My clients are all here down in the loop, so I can get here. So there's a low barrier to entry for me. You saw me struggle early on, right? I didn't understand what to do here. The first days I was out with Shannon, it was like, okay, what do I do in this space? You know, and again, she had a little bit more vocal style. She did try to pressure me to go into the org, and I had no desire to go into the org. I didn't want the trespass, and I know it would have been a warning trespass at that point in time, but I just didn't really want that in that space. So I wouldn't necessarily say that it's replaced running, that I still do get out and run as often as I can. How are you doing? You know it's a cult, right? Are you okay with human trafficking? Are you okay with child trafficking?
Are you involved in it? I'm not looking for that.
They are. You want to see any information on it?
You haven't studied. Just so you
Okay,
know, you haven't studied one thing about Scientology.
I've read Dianetics. I've read Dianetics.
Okay, fine.
So you just said I haven't studied one thing. I have studied one thing. What do you know about it? Educate my audience. Okay. What are the gains that you've gotten from it? So the world is magical, is basically that statement, right?
All I know is I'm responsible for everything going on. I'm like you.
Yep. So not sure if you would have heard, right? He's been in for 50 years. And actually, he talked, which was great. You'll on the body cam, I'll probably have picked up what he said. We didn't really, I don't think you'll have heard what he said here. Yes, I do have a free trespass left, here in Chicago anyhow. If you just heard him, he's been in for 50 years. And when I said, hey, what gains have you had? And he said, you know, everything's been awesome. It's been amazing in this time. And again, it's the sky is magical are always the terms you get when, what are your gains in Scientology? Nobody's going to give you any detailed elements of how Scientology has helped them in these spaces. So we see Chad heading out, probably getting his lunch real quick. We did see somebody else coming in. I thought they would have come up to this door, but just fortunately Chad was there, so they were able to get in that door. He said he was responsible for everything, including, and he said something derogatory to me. And again, I didn't hear what he said, but I could tell by the reaction on his face it was derogatory because he said, people like you. Well, like I said, we probably will be able to pick it up on the body cam. It just has a better mic. Unfortunately, the reason that I can't broadcast off of that is that I don't want the ambient sound or music to be picked up on there, so I can isolate sound better when I'm using this mic. And Jessica, I appreciate that. Thank you. And you know, I've said it. You know, I like to stress it. And again, these are times where people are, you know, there are people who are having commentary that are not anti-Scientology. I want to stay with anti-Scientology. I will definitely say that because I prefer my style, that doesn't mean that I don't think the other styles are effective. And you do need the other styles that are out here. We do need the aggressive people. We do need the people that are going to, let's say, push the lines or boundaries of the laws more than I do. The people who are doing chalk, the people who are creating signs, right? Last night, if you would have heard me, do you know who they are? Do you know who that is? It's the Church of Scientology. They're a very dangerous cult. If you ever want to learn anything about them, here's all the crimes that they commit.
Oh.
And this is more information on what they do. So they claim they're a church, but in reality, it's just a money scheme that they'll get you in. They'll tell you that there's this small thing wrong with you. Read this book, take this course. And then when you come back and say it feels better, they're going to say, try this. Now try this.
Yeah.
They do human trafficking, child abuse, adult abuse. They have something, it's like confessional. It's called auditing. They're going to have children in a room, 10 to 14 years old. They're going to have to listen to somebody that's a member of this church tell them the most perverse things possible and actions that this person has taken. And the child auditor has to sit in that room. So if you go to that scan site, you'll see plenty of articles on it. I really appreciate it. Thank you. 100%. Dick, I would say that my expectation is Pearl would, and I'm not trying to talk down about Pearl. Pearl would probably struggle to do it the way that I do it, just like I would struggle to do it the way that Pearl does it, right? You think about Selfless. Selfless has such a professorial, he sounds like a professor all the time. And I think he's very intelligent, and he understands like the rules of debate is something that we've seen before. So he can talk very philosophically, and he can really challenge people in a meaningful way. I don't think that I have that same skill in regards to that. So, anything positive to say about church? Are you okay that Danny Masterson is?
If you'd actually read Dianetics
Yes.
and understood it, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing.
Okay. Are you okay that Danny Masterson raped 3 women and he's still a member in good standing of this church? And that this church protected him from the prosecution of those 3 women? Danny Masterson's innocent. I definitely want to get, if any of you know how to do facial recognition, I would love to know who that is. And I want the people that he does business with to understand his thoughts and beliefs. Yeah, absolutely, right? And again, I think I play to my strong suits. And one of my strong suits is, right, I'm extremely mobile. There are plenty of people who are protesters who, they can't do 40,000 steps a day. And that's not a shaming statement. That's a statement saying, I have some strong suits. I have some weak suits, right? You've often seen me struggle trying to remember some of the terms, some of the protocols, the programs of Scientology. That happens to be it. So more often than not, I have to practice what I'm saying. And you'll notice that I have some repetitive pattern to what I'm doing, right, in this process. Yeah, I would say that I never get offended by Scientologists. I'll say that, I'm telling you, I think they're as much a victim as anybody else. Anything positive to share today? He either said Danny Masterson was innocent, or he said, I'm so innocent, right? That's adorable. Are you okay with human trafficking? Right, even when I said human trafficking, there's a couple of new faces in this group. Oh, come on, we know that's locked. There should be TRs about this. Which doors are locked, which doors aren't locked? Anything positive to share about the church? Yeah, nothing positive about your cult? Notice we're seeing new faces here today, new uniforms as well. The silvery blue back on there. I'll be able to pick up better what he said, like I said, with the body camera, because it's listening to ambient sound, whereas I'm very focused in on the mic that I've got. Queen, I love that you've been around and been subbing to all these channels and helping out all of the channels that are anti-Scientology. Just showing the support, right? And subscriptions are a really cheap way. Remember, subscriptions are free, and it's the cheapest way to show I stand with you, right? There are some ways that you can help support some of the channels monetarily, and that's great. If you're watching a monetized channel that has commercials, or if you're on premium, they're making money there. And again, our objective is not to get rich and wealthy and retire on our $1.17 a day in ad revenue. But it does help us with, like, the flyers that I create. You know, those aren't free. Oh, we've got NOI in there. Asada, Sasadah is inside. I think her last name is Kingman. The tall, thin male is also a body router. He's the one that we saw go to the train station the other day. I do think that we're going to see a public or a candidate come out shortly. So they're all getting ready to say, it looks like they're saying goodbye to this candidate that's in there. Howdy, Bridge. I'm curious to see if this gentleman comes out or not. I do, again, maybe I'm being arrogant and thinking highly of myself. I'm pretty sure that there is some conversation about me that's going on with those people right now. They are most likely telling him that, hey, this guy's going to tell you this stuff that's out there. I am definitely going to try and pass off my card. So. Do you realize that women in that church can't report sexual abuses against them?
No, I did not realize.
So Danny Masterson is serving 30 years to life. Mm-hmm. He raped 3 women in that church in 2003. Okay. The church prevented them from talking about it, to going to the police. When they did go to the police, they were discommunicated from the church. They had to disconnect from their family.
That is terrible. Terribles do exist in our society, but there are some things that I do see of a benefit, so we have to be critical of everything it is that we hear and
Correct.
learn. I try to extract the good from what it
so
is.
Human trafficking. So you're going to pay for something in that class, or in this church, and this church supports human trafficking.
No, I don't support human trafficking.
But you're spending money here.
But I support what it is that
they won't let you talk to me. See, they're afraid to let you talk to me. They don't want you to have your own opinions.
I support what it is that I feel is good here. So
agreed.
That's, saying that's my personal, just like you have your personal view, I have my own
agreed.
Personal view. But I do not, saying lend time or energy to things of that sort.
Okay. I'm just going to say that if you look here, these are people that have been criminalized by this code.
I have seen the studies and things that have been, like,
so you're okay with that?
So I'm not, no, it's not a matter of
you're not handling very well.
You can't put on
your TR7 is out.
You can't put on there what's supportive of that or what's good of that,
But you know that you are supporting it. You know that if you put money in and that money goes to something poorly.
Me of something. If I told you that the people that created that thing right there were involved in that, would you stop using that particular brand?
Correct. Yes, I would. I would find another. I would find another way to do this. And again, they won't let you have your own thoughts. Isn't that a worrisome thing? Isn't that a worrisome thing? He is going to get some butt whooping. Are you okay that women can't report sexual abuses against them in this church when perpetrated by members of this church? Danny Masterson's in jail for 30 years to life right now. What have you done for human rights today, Chad? Pop Groomer, that's amazing. What a generous offer. Thank you so much. Hopefully those of you that are getting a membership are saying thank you. It's a little bit befuddling to me. Take care. Sorry you're in trouble. Anything positive to share about the church? We've got some college students coming in, so I've got the camera up. I just heard somebody drive by and they said cult. That was awesome. Yeah, I'm going to say that I understand that I didn't technically make the statement, but I have to make my point in a very quick manner. I'm playing a little bit fast and loose with technically what's in. It's not 30 years to life, right? He's in for life and a chance of parole after 30 years. But that message doesn't come across as quickly as what I need to. And by the way, I'm not I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I will say that, yeah, I definitely have to condense things when I'm out here sometimes. Pup Grimmer, that was awesome. Thank you so much. There are quite a few people in there right now, which threw me because it's lunchtime. The one thing I will tell you is the gentleman that we just spoke with, my expectation is that he's newer too, because he had several pieces of paperwork. He had an 8x10 sheet of paper that had printing around the edge and words in the middle, and he also had a smaller flyer. I'm going to walk up to the top of the street and see if we can go around back real quick. I just want to see if anybody's trying to poke out the back. It's just after 1 o'clock. It might be a way they're trying to get people in today. Yeah, we are the day before a holiday, so I think that a lot of people have vacation time. I will tell you that most of my clients did cancel meetings both today and on Friday. Most likely just try and take advantage of a longer weekend. And good for them. I really am curious to figure out who the guy in the white shirt is. And again, having been in for 50 years, I'd be interesting to figure out if he's been here for 50 years. The other one is, and at home, I'm making short clips of every staff member that has ever been past my camera. And I will put together a video at some point, which is just going to be hundreds of people. And you'll have to pause it when it goes through, because many of the clips are for just a few seconds. And the camera isn't awesome, right? You're not getting 4K video out of this when I do it. 1 second, I'm going to... the fire truck went past. I do want to know who more of these people are. And something that I'm going to say anecdotally, I'm seeing different people here. I'm seeing the same number of people here, but I am seeing transitions, right? We haven't seen Chadwick, but I think that that's because of an incredibly distinct action that was taken, right? So Chadwick Burke. Now remember, the larger fellow that I was talking to earlier, his name is Chad Olson, or Chadwick Olson. The other one is, they kind of gave me at least the name of the black gentleman. His name is Michael. But I'm going to put together a video, and I'm just going to ask you very much to share it around. And who are the under the radars, and who are the X's that might know some of these people, and are they migrating from place to place? Something that you would have just seen. The last 3 members that walked in, well, one of them was Chad, but one of them was plain clothed, and the other 2 had the blue vest, not the gold vest. So, just going to talk a little bit here as we come past Paisans so that we don't get the monetization problems. That what I really want to do is figure out if we can find more names of these staff members and see if we can find, are their families looking for them in this space. Yeah, that pigeon did come close. Or as the French say, pigeon. This morning on Windy Wanders the City, we had some conversation about the peregrine falcons and the pigeons, and that the city did import peregrine falcons to try to keep the pigeon population at bay. Howdy, over and out. Good to see you. So today, I like days like today. My hope is it doesn't bore you, right? We know that there's been plenty of times where I've been out here for an hour or two and don't have interactions. But today, we were able to get the blinds down very quickly. There was a 50-year public Scientologist who came out, and the other one I'll say is that he came very, very close to me. I do have my body camera on, so I would have been able to I have the 180 degree field of vision. But when he came out of the org, he talked a little bit and told me I didn't know what I was talking about. I told him that, I had read Dianetics. He then went to go get a lunch. I think he went up to Dunkin' Donuts and got himself a little sandwich and a coffee. On his way back, he said, "Hey, if you read Dianetics and you don't understand it, then and you still feel that way, you didn't understand it, right?" So the old I'm failing my word clearing, right, in that space. So we have two confrontations with the same public. Then a black male came out, and we talked a little bit, and he actually asked me a few questions, which. I was surprised, and you could tell that Scientology was pissed. The staff members were like, get away from him, stop it, stop it. Michael, come in here. So you can see the city is watering their plants. Oh, it's Safe Haven Landscaping. So they're paying somebody to do this, okay? Either the city is paying somebody to do this, or Scientology is paying a landscaper. But there's a truck there called City Haven, and you can see, right, they've got the probably 1,000-gallon tank there. Correct. Dunkin' Donuts is not a sponsor, and I will tell you that I tend not to go to this Dunkin' anymore. And again, I don't think that anybody except for Paisans really has done anything to help Scientology. Yes, they did all close on the day of the grand opening, but quite honestly, it would have been futile to say, we're going to stay open, pay our staff, and no customers are going to be able to come down the street. Sorry. So the large black male, when he came out, I had told him if it was okay with human trafficking, and he goes, well, I don't think that they do human trafficking. And I say, I can give you examples. And he doesn't support human trafficking. I said, but if you spend money here and they support human trafficking, aren't you supporting human trafficking? And he didn't want to make that connection. Then he challenged me. He said, hey, if that gimbal was made by somebody who supported human trafficking, would you still buy it? And my answer is no. Right? There are plenty of times where we've learned that shoes have been made by child labor, or clothing is made by child labor, and there's been a concerted effort to say, stop it. Yeah, you know what? I didn't think. I'll say that he didn't pay attention to space, but that is TR7, right? And again, one of the ex-Scientologists told us there's a slight difference. Both of these are your ability to use your body to intimidate people or make people move certain ways. Yep.
I have a question.
Yes.
How did you find out all this information about the Scientology?
So it started out, I was watching YouTube. I knew that they were a crazy religion in the first place, that they believe in a very strange space fantasy, that 76 million years ago, there was a guy in an overpopulated galaxy. He got all the bad people together, put them on a DC-8, brought them to Earth, put them in a volcano, threw hydrogen bombs in there, blew them up. Oh, they came frozen. They were frozen when they came over here. That's their belief. So that's the mythology of what goes on. Then, and that's all I cared about. And I said, well, that's just stupid. And if people want to believe that, yeah, that some people would say the same thing about the Christianity story or anything of that nature. Then I heard ex-Scientologists, so people who are in, and if you ever hear about a Scientologist who's not in Scientology anymore, they say they escaped. And to think that you like, if I left the church before, but I just left the church. I stopped going. In Scientology, you have to escape because what happens is they know all your information. You do these, I told you about the auditing. One of the reasons they do that is so that later on, they kind of have blackmail on you and can discredit you when you try to leave the organization. So this is very common of them. They don't want to come out the front door because of the camera, so he came out the back door. They'll always have that, most of them will have that uniform on. So it's either the blue-backed uniform or the gold-backed uniform. So it's that I knew a lot of people who they would talk about these things that happened to them in Scientology. And that's where, these stories that I showed you on that log, I don't know if you went to that blog post or not, but those stories are just people who have been in sharing what's happened to them. So,
Oh, thank you.
no problem. I appreciate it.
Have a
Thank
nice
you.
day.
Take care now. I'm sorry, I was saying TR7 and TR8. One of those is if it's a Scientologist, and one of them is if it's a a curious person, right? A candidate. The gentleman that walked away, he's on his phone. I don't think that he's got flyers, so I'm going to kind of let him wander. Hopefully that the women stop me and ask me, how did I know this stuff? So nobody in the alley except for the person that just went by. Take care. Have a nice day. They just asked me, hey, how did you know all this stuff? So, how are you? Nice. Did somebody try to hand it to you?
No, they didn't. They passed me by.
Okay.
I already might be on the marker. They
Nice.
actually went straight that way. So this morning I was walking around. I did see that African American lady. She was actually on Michigan Avenue.
Okay.
So she was pretty far, Michigan and 8th,
Yep.
where she was coming from.
Nice. Now, there is an apartment over there.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, I don't want to really disclose the actual address
No, she was
because.
coming from there,
Yep.
though.
Yep.
But the really interesting part is I passed her, plus I passed 2 other ones by Harold Washington Library, and they were not giving out their flyers. Their
Okay.
propaganda, which was interesting. But this was about 11-ish.
There might. So sometimes what's going to happen is it's July 3rd. So is there a festival going on somewhere, and were they en route to a
I don't
festival?
know. I was trying to look, and I was trying to find out what was going
So
on around here.
one second. Are you okay that I announce who you
that's
are?
Fine.
All right.
That's fine.
So today we've got Bridges here with us, and she's been talking a little bit. I don't have my second mic with me, so unfortunately you're gonna have to talk into my near me.
Oh, that's
I'm
fine.
joking.
I got you.
So she did get a flyer. It wasn't handed directly to her.
No, it was handed to someone else. So I talked to him, and he said that every single time he comes down here, they give him a flyer. Every single time.
That's good to hear. I tried to explain to people that, right? I can come out here for an hour at a time.
Yeah.
But they're out here 16 hours a day, so
I know.
I just can't defend against all. Friend or foe? Okay.
I'm waiting.
You're really waiting.
I live at the bottom of the state.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I was going to say, you're really...
We're Chicago. You get to go
I was
whenever you
gonna
don't think
say,
there's
you
cars
can
coming.
actually
You
go
run to Boston?
Yeah, I did. So.
My son's a pretty good long distance runner.
Nice. Very nice.
Are you from here?
I am. Yeah.
He's our 3-time Illinois state champion.
Who?
His name's Dylan Nally.
Yep.
He's going to go to Indiana.
Very nice. Very nice. Which high school was he?
Marion.
Yep.
Marion. Bottom of the state.
Yeah. That's awesome. And then, yeah, I just love hearing all the stories about the kids who are going on to. Yep. We're probably not going to make money as runners, but that free education is, or the paid.
He's got a few that I own deals already. So
Yep.
he got lucky.
Nice. Very nice.
Did one with a shoe company in January, and then he's got a company called 3Ds and a few other.
Nice. Can you tell? I'm sorry, that not to be weird, but your son's name again? So for his NIL, so we can get him some clout on his NIL.
Oh, Dylan Alley.
Dylan Ellie. All right. So take care.
I know. I wasn't sure what he was doing.
It was weird that he had just stopped there. It was very nice and pleasant.
Yeah, definitely from south.
Yes.
So yeah, I did see. So they were following behind you. There were two older ones, and they went that way.
Okay.
But they passed me. They didn't hand me one, but they definitely did hand this gentleman one.
It was it the tall, thin black male, and then a larger African female.
Yes, I believe so. They both had full suits on.
Yeah. And did they have pouches with them?
I did not see that.
Okay.
I saw some in their hands.
Okay, then they probably are going to hand out.
So I did see a whole bunch of them eating over at the Mexican place.
Yep. Flacco's Tacos.
Yep.
We've seen him there a couple of times before as well.
Yeah. So it's a little surreal being back here and seeing all this. It actually makes me sad.
Fuzzy Pink says hello.
Oh, hi everyone.
Sorry, I was
No,
chatting.
that's fine. I know it's. And I've just been watching, and I really haven't gone live. I do live closer to their water, unfortunately, so I could go there. But
I was kind of hoping that when I was in Madison, there'll be one here, and there isn't. So Madison doesn't have Scientology.
really,
At least nothing that shows up on Google at that point.
yeah. Sometimes you have to. So it's interesting because on one of the Google Maps, the old location of Scientology shows up on this. It might not be Google. It might be some other app I used. It wasn't this location. Was the other one.
Okay.
So it wasn't up to
Oh, Lakeview? Yeah.
which I thought was interesting.
Now,
So I did walk here earlier, and I was too chicken to stand in front so I could pull down the shades.
and you know what? One thing I'll tell you, we've talked about this before, that for your safety, it's not a bad idea to be filming. And you're not streaming, right? You're just filming.
No, I am actually.
Oh, okay. Okay, great.
Nobody's really on there.
So if she's, let's go get some likes, and if the mods can go ahead and put a link up, that'd be great. But right, that just being protective and smart about the idea that, hey, get everything on camera so that you can get that. Now, this was odd because I don't know if you were able to watch again. You would have been live yourself.
Yeah.
A black male came out, and I kind of engaged him. It's a cult. It's got the crimes,
Right.
all of those things. And he would talk to me. He was trying to defend his actions, and hey, there's some good things. And it's like, okay, but do those good things outweigh the bad things in this regard? And it was so funny that a different DSA. I think there's a day DSA. The DSA before would have been the foundational DSA. And I'm
Right.
theorizing here, but there were two people. Michael, come here, get away from him. And it's so you're on camera trying to show that. And I told him, look, they won't let you have your own thoughts.
And that's
Right.
the thing, how they touch assist everybody and they bring them in is
Yep.
insane. It's just really insane and disheartening. But it's been so focused in their heads that
He's got a FedEx package, so I'm going to go with he's probably delivering. Now he might be something.
Yeah. So but the problem is they're told that everyone that's out here is
Yes.
totally against them. That's the problem.
And
So
that they're
brainwashed.
criminals.
Yeah.
That we're. I don't remember who the three bad Superman, evil people that were in the prison, but we're those three people. That's how bad. That,
Yeah.
or Zeno himself, right? We
Right.
should be locked up.
Well, I'm sure you'll get one from Hero Cheryl, a little fake. But
Nice. I love
I
that.
had one and I was going to bring it.
Oh. Are you going to be able to travel?
No,
Okay.
probably not. This is probably my vacation
Okay.
here for family stuff.
Nice. Have you had a good time here?
We did. We
Okay.
I forgot how big Michigan Avenue is.
Yes.
So we were all the way by the waterfront. We just kind of made our way.
Yep.
Streeterville. So and then we're going back to the Burbs today.
Nice. Tell you what. Couple of. Do you want to see if we can go find them, or do you
Sure.
want to?
I can do either way.
Let's go. Let's go see if we can find them. Because
Okay.
if they both came out,
They went and they made a right.
yeah. Now they might have gone to the train station because I do think. And again, I don't mean this to sound like an arrogant statement. I do think that they're trying to change their tactics because of the way that some of us are protesting out here, and they want to get out of the zone as quickly as possible. that yesterday I saw the tall, thin man. He got on one of the trains over there, and that could have been him going home because I didn't see anything really on him. He had a duffel bag with him, and it might have been he was going somewhere to set something
Right.
up.
So I haven't seen any tables or anything per se anywhere.
Yeah.
Tables, which is interesting.
Very rare. They will do it on. We've seen it in Grant Park, but from many moons gone by. So, when they were up in Lakeview, they must have come down here for that. I absolutely assure you that right a block over, you got the park there on Dearborn, and they've got the Saturday morning as well as Thursday evening. There's a farmer's market there, and eventually they're going to try and put a table in there, I'm sure. When I go through there, they go through and they try to contact all the vendors. So I find them on the vendor tables all the time.
They've been contacted already by them?
Yeah.
Well, just like what happened to Confident Chris the other day.
Yes.
When he went in there and he got assaulted.
That one was, but so I've been very fortunate. Nobody's been, my hope is that the first physical action in all of Chicagoland will be a Scientologist initiating. I hope that we all remain calm in those situations so that they're the ones that cause that. I've really only been confronted 2 or 3 times. More often than not, they just bow their head in shame and walk away. That, oh, damn it, here he is again, type thing.
Yeah, and if you want me to help and I can just stand on one side and you can go on the other, that's fine too. Whatever.
Did you shopping down here, or is it more seeing the tourist sites?
Actually, you know what was really cool? I've lived here most of my life, and actually Marshall Field, because it's always
Yes.
going to be Marshall Field,
Right.
actually does an in-house tour.
Yes.
Did not know that.
Yes.
That was amazing. So,
Do they take you into the private spaces that are above the food court?
So, according to the person that showed us around,
Yes.
they are not allowed to. They don't have any more accessibility to all the
So they're just a customer, just like, or they have the access of a customer. Okay.
Yeah. But she did talk about a lot of the history and everything, so it was pretty cool. It's free. Definitely something to do.
Hey, Korn was out this past weekend, and they were able to tie some ribbons down in the Dearborn Park. And they were, I thought they were very impactful. I don't know that Scientology would have seen them. Oh, so there we go. She's handing them out right there.
And those are the 2 that I saw.
Yeah, okay, and then he has one.
Oh, the guy in the blue?
Yeah. It's a cult. They're Scientologists. Don't worry about it.
You were walking that fast earlier.
Yeah. You know what? It was him. I'm going to go talk to him real quick. Yeah.
Go ahead.
If you can kind of keep an eye on them where they... So the one thing I want to say is that I'm a little bit leery of the guy in the scooter because he was just talked to by the body router. Excuse me, sir. Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is? Again, I'm not comfortable enough to say, am I being set up or not? Because why did he wait for me? I don't want to go into a public space because that opens me up to the trespass. And again, I'm sure there are people that say, oh yeah, just go ahead and do it. Don't worry about it. I do worry about it. I don't want the criminal record. And again, I want us to stay as above board as possible. And I know that in the past week that we've seen Juanita, Helly, Nance, Korn. I'm pretty sure we've even seen Never in Nana, but Never in tends to be a weekend person, and it just, hey, that what works on her schedule. Yeah, and I'm just going to say that I didn't like that the thin black male who is in uniform, he communicated with the larger black male that was on the scooter. Did he go downstairs or? Okay,
This is where I saw her last time, when she went up to Michigan Avenue.
gotcha.
At some point in time, I have to go back and get my daughter and check out.
Yeah, and I might only be able to play for 30 minutes.
Yeah, there's definitely.
So we're out here with Bridge today. And again, I appreciate it. Thank you for answering the call to action. She's taking time away from vacation.
Oh, that's nice. What the?
They eventually stop. I usually don't worry about it.
So this must be a route of hers because that's how I found her coming back this morning.
It's very likely. Now, the place where it's more in this area is the new residence.
Okay.
And I get across the light and then I kind of pause just to make sure that there's
That's why.
a gap in regards to what's going on. And some will actually have, I'll say, a route or the things that places where they've had luck before.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, go try and have that luck again.
They have to be sweating.
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
I mean, I'm wearing jeans. But
Yeah, and the humidity. Although right now it feels like the humidity's gone down a little bit.
yes, it definitely is hot. See, they pass all these people by.
Hey, can we do tradesies for the? You gave me the flyer. Here are the
All right.
business cards.
All right, thank
if you ever want to,
Awesome.
if you see anybody and think that'll be helpful.
Definitely. Now I know why you get your steps in. This morning I walked around a few times. I was
Yes.
like, I don't know how he does it all the time. Holy moly.
Now I will say I do try to take advantage of places like this where it's like, hey, cool shade. Let's.
Exactly.
I still do a couple of things really wrong. I should always have a bottle of water with me.
Yep.
Yes.
But when do you drink it? That's the question.
Yeah.
Probably have to make sure we get it. Oh,
I'll let him know. Yep. Hey guys, it's the cult of Scientology. That's Scientology. You don't want that. They're Scientologists. Es una secta. Do you want that?
No.
May I? Thank you. If you want to read about it, here's where the information about their stuff is. So, all right. Thank you.
Look on YouTube.
Bridge is going to help give them an education. So, right. Folks, they're Scientologists. It's a cult. It's the cult of Scientology. Do you want that?
I'll read it too.
Okay. Will you read this as well?
Sure.
This is the real facts about the cult. Thank you.
It's trash.
Everywhere he goes, he tries to put the propaganda of the cult out. And everywhere he goes, I try to tell people, don't join a cult. I do too. I go to Inglewood all the time. I do go on the south side. Ask Joe Cool. I can absolutely follow you. You're in public. And just so we're clear, I'm not following you. I'm following your cult propaganda. If you did not have propaganda, I would not follow you. I do not want you contaminating my city. I will wait here for the police. You've called the police 3 times. They've told you to go pound sand every single time. She just tried to hand it off to the woman, and the woman said, no, thanks. I am exercising my First Amendment right to educate people about the cult of Scientology. Uh, hey, Eaglewood. Did they say they would come?
Leave me alone, sir.
I'm not harming you.
Talking to me.
Absolutely.
You're making me nervous.
Why are you still talking? Yeah, so
This is almost comical.
yes. Now, what's fun is that they may have, I don't know if they called the police, they called OSA, but again, they might have also just been stupid fake phone calling type thing.
Phone tech.
Now, if they leave, I don't really have to be here because I'm not trying to evade the police in this spot. But if he goes ahead and tries to get around the corner, because she's going to try and get around the corner fairly quickly, then I'll just go ahead and migrate with them, walk around the corner on that.
So I think she already went around the corner.
No, she's standing underneath the awning there. I can see her
Which
head
is
there.
interesting.
So
is
look
that,
right over the orange car.
Yeah, she's not leaving on her own.
They kind of want to be in a pair for protection,
Yeah.
a little bit. Now, again, if they feel they need protection from me, you know, it's their right to feel however they want to feel.
Now he's talking to the guy with the brown bag.
He's in a cult. I don't like cults.
This is the interesting thing is they implore to whoever is walking down the street.
Correct. Yeah, he's done that several times. So the very first time I met him, he talked to a young black male and he said, "Hey, that guy's following me." And the guy came to me and said, "Hey, why are you following me?" He said, "Because he's part of the cult of Scientology. He's passing out cultic propaganda. I don't want him to pass out." I goes, "Oh, okay." He was just mad that you were following him. So.
What's interesting is they keep looking back.
Yeah.
If you're passing out stuff there's nothing wrong with it,
Right.
why are you worried?
And that's, again, I protect their First Amendment right to pass their flyers out.
Right.
Right? Yeah, I don't think the taller one. Yeah. Hey, just so you know, that's the cult of Scientology. So Scientology just handed you that.
Sorry?
Scientology just handed you that. It's a cult.
Yeah.
Do you want to read? Here's how you can read what all their crimes are. Here's the things they do wrong.
Jesus.
Can I have that?
Yes, you can.
Thank you
This
so
is
much.
Juicy.
Thank you.
I was like, well,
Thank you.
Scientology reached out to us.
So you'll see on there that they're a money-hungry organization. They claim to be a church, not a church. Danny Masterson, the TV star,
Yes.
he's in jail 30 years to life. He's actually in jail for life with a chance of parole after 30 years. He sexually assaulted 3 members of the church. The church would not let those 3 members come forward with it. When they did, they were disconnected from their family. That's what this church is.
I saw the South Park episode.
Yes, and by the way, it's true. What's very funny is most Scientologists, when they saw it, would say, "Oh, this can't be true." And then when they got to that level 3, it's like,
They have to pay
oh my gosh, this is right.
More than $10,000
Yeah.
to even learn about
Sometimes
that.
6 figures. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I like your gimbal, by the way.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You guys have a great day. So we did tradesies. You know, I don't think that I'm an intimidating or imposing person. I usually don't approach them, right? You'll always notice that, yeah, I follow them, but they tend to close ranks on me more than I close ranks on them. They're the ones that are actually violating the law. So.
They keep looking back and they keep
Yeah.
stopping. She just handed out one to a guy sitting underneath the tree.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Whatever you think. Now
Can-
he's raising his hand.
Yeah. Can you, if you unzip the hood of the top of that,
Yep.
what
What do you need?
And then I think it's towards the back, you'll see more of the business cards.
Yep. Here you go. You only have a few in there, I think.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yep.
That's all?
There's probably more in there.
No, I just feel a cord in there.
Okay. And it might have gone to the other gap.
Sorry.
No problem. All right. Now, I'm going to say that they're kind of in luck. I have to head back to the office
Yeah,
soon. I know
I
you've
still
got
get
some
my
other
daughter,
plans.
so.
But we did something today.
This was fun. Thank you.
Yes, yes,
And I guess you have to talk to these three folks
I do.
over here.
I do.
I see what they do. This is why you need two people, because what they do is they pass them out and they keep going.
Right.
So they want you to stop and talk to the people here. They keep going.
Hey, guys, that's a cult. The people that just gave you the flyer, es una secta. You don't want that.
Scientology.
Do you know who Scientology is? Okay. This. Do you want that? Do you want that? Es una secta? No. Thank you.
Can we take that from you? No,
You want it?
You want
All right.
Okay. Who's más? All your dinero. They'll take it all away.
Yeah.
You won't have any money. They start at $50 to help you, and then they want more and more and more money.
You believe in Christianity? Jesus? Jesus?
How about
No Jesus. No Jesus. Es una secta. Yep.
Yeah, this is what they do. All right.
The officer.
Oh my gosh, no way.
Ma'am, that's Scientology. You just got a flyer from Scientology. Do you know that flyer?
Oh, in your hand.
That hand? The thing in your hand?
Yeah.
It's propaganda from Scientology.
Oh.
It's a cult. Do you want that?
Oh, no, look, I was looking for the garbage.
I like to collect them because it really pisses them off that I get all of their flyers.
Oh, look, I was looking for it right here.
I appreciate it. Excellent.
You have said it amongst other people. We're collecting them to give to someone.
Thank you so much. I see them. Yeah.
They walking
Every time they drop one off, I'm
okay.
so I'm persistent.
Here's that group down there.
I see it. Thank you so much.
All right, what do you mean there's a group down there? No, they passed them out.
They just passed on it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you. Yep, they're ready to throw in their garbage. All right.
It's good. I like when they do throw them in the garbage. And again, this one would have gone to the garbage. I do think it would have
Right.
gone to the garbage. But it still is so much fun to go back to the org with all of these.
Well, you can give him when you see
Aaron,
Aaron.
Yep.
We'll enjoy that. All right.
let me see what we got here. Did they walk up there?
I don't know. I didn't pay attention.
You know,
This is what
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and let's
I was
walk
gonna say,
back
the
towards
Washington
you.
Library
Oh,
is this way, right?
yeah. Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Go
And
back there.
mention nothing more specific than that.
Nope. I'm just going towards that way.
Good.
I know. 'Cause they all watch. I think we'll be watching mine.
Now, what'll happen is if they didn't see us turn here, they're going to continually look back, right? So there's times where it's like, I know that I'm still bothering them, even though I'm not there right now.
Right.
Like, it's if in a bicycle race, if I'm 10 seconds ahead of you at the start, I can just sit on your back the whole time and just say, I'm right behind you, but I'm really 10 seconds ahead of you.
So I wonder how far they go down on Michigan Avenue. Because when I was over by the river,
Right.
I didn't really see anybody there.
It's very rare, and again, that this is my opinion, and as I like to tell people on my channel, my opinion matters. The further away that they drop the flyer off, the less effective it is. So once they get up to the river, from now on, I just let them go. Because if you hand something off to somebody in Streeterville, they're not walking all the way back.
No. I looked at the map. It's
Yeah.
a long way.
By the way, they're not just my stats. Bridge had one before I did. So we've got one more for. Although we can, if you want to, we can take the.
Either way.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, it's such a shame looking down this building.
Yeah.
This one should have fallen off one time ago.
Yes. I would say, and then the library. Oh, sorry.
Okay,
I'll walk to the library with you, and then we'll kind of part ways, so that. All right, now I want to go that way. I don't want to walk through his water.
We've been doing that since this morning at 11 o'clock.
It'll be a little loud on us up here as we walk past the train. Were you able to get on the train at all?
No, we didn't do the train
Okay.
this time. I have a car. I got to take advantage of the spot here.
Yes.
That was good.
I do want to remind everybody that's kind of watching, and I understand the law of numbers that's going on here, that they're going to continue passing out for a couple of hours. So I won't be able to hamper for them in that situation. And the way that I look at it, I can only handle control the things that I can control. And for an hour, I made it really tough on them, right? They gave us some good content. So Scientology is going to be spending commercials on our channel. So that,
There you go.
so that they can see us, so they can fund us to protest against their cult. Once you guys check out, you'll be able to spend more time, or you're heading out.
I don't know if I'll be able to
Okay.
today. Maybe. I might come back. I'll see.
Gotcha.
My daughter's not too fond about this. So. But
Folks, I don't know if we're going to be able to find another room right now, but if you want to, you can all go over to Windy Wanders the City. You'll see all kinds of videos over there that you can watch. And if you're not a subscriber over there, I'd really like it. And that's, again, much more of a low pressure. You want to see the cool parts about Chicago, the places that the common tourists aren't going. Those are the places that I'm going to show you the tourist places too, but I want to show you the places that some people miss when they come to Chicago.
well, everyone's very kind. They want to chip in to get a gimbal,
Yes.
but I'm not there yet. So
Nice.
that's fine. But thanks for everything. All the community.
Yes.
And that's one thing that Scientology cannot fight against is the community that's been created
Yeah.
to get rid of them.
It's hard not to call it love, but the idea that love is foreign to Scientologists.
Yep.
How do these people who don't know one another care about one another?
I don't know. They don't. That's the problem. This building is amazing.
I
And
do
I
love
did
it.
not know it was 9 floors. If you ever get in Chicago, go in there because it is amazing.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna
All right.
walk out. How do I do it?
There should be an X up here,
All right. See all you later.
and then yep. And
All right, that's it.
all right.
All right, perfect.
Thank you so much,
All right,
Rich.
thank you.
I
It was
really
nice
appreciate you
meeting
coming by.
you.
Thank you. It was
And
great
I
meeting you
will-
as well.
Find the entrance. around.
Yes.
All right. I enjoy your tours, and I will keep doing them.
Yes. I do. I love the building. I love the copperwork
I know.
upstairs, and there's a lot of good collections in there.
Oh, I know. I saw some of them. But
Is-
you definitely have to wander around the building to look at it.
Is she? Do you like art? And I'm going to say it's eclectic art.
Yeah.
The old library used to be the community center up there
Yes,
at
we
Washington.
went in there.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And I love that it's free.
I know, which is great. The
Uh,
community place, right? The
yeah.
people's place, or they call it
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, she definitely is into art. And, I mean, there are some art schools here, but
Yes.
there's ones in other states too. So,
Yes, yep. All right.
but it was nice meeting you.
You have a great day.
Nice
Thank you,
meeting
Rich.
Bye.
Take care. All right, folks. We're going to walk to my next client. We're going to walk towards my next client. Again, I want everybody to realize that I know it's not all rainbows and unicorns. That the body routers are out there right now, and I'm not going to be able to defend my city right now. I've talked about the call to action before, that I would love it if we could get more people, and rather than say, hey, let's find somebody that can spend 8 hours out there, spend an hour at a time, right? It's demoralizing to them. It's defeating to them. The idea that, how does that guy pick those up so easily, right? Couldn't tell if the officer was going to let me go or not. Everybody definitely go over to Bridget's channel, give her some love. If she's going to do it full time or not, who cares? Show her the appreciation that she had boots on the ground today, and kudos to her. I do like when the Scientologists kind of cry to the people that are walking on the street that, hey, that guy's following me. And again, he's a foot taller than I am. He's got to outweigh me. And he's just a little bit of a crybaby who wants to protect his cult. And he allows me to tell them it's a cult. Right? So kudos to them. Thank you, over and out. Appreciate that. Yes, we did get a win there. That's what we need. I need a paper mache little Davy. Howdy, Kaz Kirby. This is a new name to me. And again, I've apologized a million times to all the people that if this isn't your first time in, sometimes I can't watch the chat. You would have seen that, right? Today I was talking with Bridge a little bit. We definitely have interactions with, they're victims in my line, but I know that victim is a loaded word. So let's say recruiting candidates or green recruits. So, a lot of times when I'm engaging with the people, I don't see what's going on in the chat. So there's plenty of you that can get past me without me knowing. Thanks for that. Fuzzy, thanks to you. Thanks to Nance. Thanks to Sally, Ellie, Jen Wow. Right? That something that I want to remind you all, the mods really make it so that I'm able to do this. There were times today, right, that I would be several minutes away from being able to look at the camera or look at the chat. And the mods are help guiding you through and understanding that, listen, he's not ignoring you. He's just trying to do what he's doing there on the street. Yes. There was the point where I was like, hey, I'm going to wallpaper my basement with this, with these someday. Let's. Eaglewood, it was funny when you said this, it was just after I said Inglewood, and I thought that you had misspelled that, and then I realized, wait, that's your name. Fella giving a one finger salute. I do like that. Now the SP is going to be a challenge. Oh, you know what? Maybe on one side it's curious why we're an SP, and on the other side, are you curious why we're protesting? Because I want to be able to hit the two audiences, right? That a civilian on the street has no idea what an SP is. But definitely the Scientologist knows who the SPs are. And then the other people, right? Because I do know that there are people that sometimes walk by and they're just a little bit hesitant, right? There's a camera, there's a mic. Oh my gosh, I don't want to talk to them. But I have been able to talk to people off camera before because I live near here, right? And I work near here. So I know many of these people. And it's one of the reasons why I think the community is important, right? And why I do this work. Now, I do like the, and it's been suggested a couple of times. Can I have that? Yes, thank you. And that is fun, right? I really, especially when it's within range of the Scientologist, right? I don't know. So one of these is going to be from, wow, we we actually did a couple of interesting things here today. So, one of these is going to be bridges, and then the others are the ones that I collected. Sorry. And there are 4 different flavors. So there were 4 people that we made life tough on today. If you watch last night's, I did a studio live, and you'll see the drug magazine as well, the Way to Happiness magazine, the Human Rights magazine. They're out here hawking all kinds of, whether it's the umbrella organizations that give them the Safe Pointing Front group, or Scientology and Dianetics itself. They're out here sharing an awful lot of propaganda. And I also want to say thank you. I saw that I was on Natalie again this morning, and I had not submitted any clips from last night. So I appreciate whoever was so generous to take the time and create the clip for Natalie. I'm going to head up to the Sears Tower, and then I'm going to have to shut this off because it's just too much detailed information as to where I'm headed. So I appreciate everybody being here today. Yeah, how about it? It is the variety pack. I like that. Thank you all for being here today. Special thanks to Bridge. Again, if you get a chance to, go show Bridge some love. If you want to come out here, let me know. My email is so easy to get a hold of, right? And let me do that real quick. I respond pretty quickly to that. Now, I will say that if you're trying to be a troll on the email, yeah, those are going in the garbage fairly quickly. But if you have a question, I'm typically responding that same day on there. If you want to come out and join, if you want some ideas, if you want some questions, if you have ideas for me, let me know. Right? I'm more than happy to hear that. Sorry about that. I miss trashy and SRA. All right, folks. Head on over to Wendy Watches the City, or if there's any place else on sptv.space that you feel like watching, please do. I'm going to close up shop for the afternoon. And by the way, when I say come out and protest, you don't have to protest here in Chicago, right? That St. Paul, I don't think anybody actually protests in St. Paul. So do we have anybody up in St. Paul? Go out there, give it a shot. It looks like it's an urban space just like this. It looks like there might be a parking garage, so they might have some protection that they can drive into that space, but it looks like it's an urban center, similar to this, similar to Seattle, similar to Portland. If you're in Seattle or Portland, go there, right? Some of the benefits of Portland and Seattle is you're going to be able to see, from time to time, you'll see Nora, right? Where's Carrie Ann? I apologize. Is Carrie Ann, she might be Portland. But yeah, go wherever you want to, right? That make it hard for this organization everywhere. What would be really funny is that I do think that they are shipping some of the people out of here. Either they're losing faith or they've gotten themselves in trouble, right? I haven't seen Curly for a couple of days. But that just, again, when I come at lunchtime, I think he's the foundation org, not the day org. So that might be why I'm not really seeing Curly right now. But if you go to some of these other orgs, you might see some of the staff members that I've got, because I'm seeing new staff members here, right? And these staff members look confident and understand, feel comfortable in their suits. So it's very likely that they're coming here from someplace else. Thank you, Fuzzy. If you're in Boston, we saw that Cubs champion. There's a new person out there, Boston Audit K, or Audit Boston K, out there. And listen, we're going to have people that are going to step away from this. It's challenging, it's daunting, it's tiring, right? People lose interest in regards to what's going on. But as long as we keep on refreshing it with new people, and hopefully you're seeing, it really doesn't take a lot. And I owe all of my starting elements to the ex-Scientologists who had the bigger channels, right? Aaron was able to get me the 500 subs really quick. And while I'm not going to say I'm powerful enough that I can get you 500 subs, I can get you 50 subs probably, right? Maybe I can get you 100 subs. If you want to come out and protest, come out and protest. We're going to try to make sure that we want as many as possible, right? And we need every flavor in the box to be there. All right. Now I'm really going to send you folks home tonight. I really appreciate everybody being here today. Thank you. I thought it was a very successful, what have we been out here for? An hour and 15 minutes. It's been a very successful time. So, folks, have a great day. I will see you. I hope you have a great 4th of July. And if you're British, sorry, but we won. I will probably not see you tomorrow, but I might see you on Friday. Thanks, everybody.